The scene is set in the Odyssey 5 casino. Thomas is setting the Odyssey 15 casino. Thomas Williams is setting up the stage for the events of the evening. And he comes walking in, is an associate of his. Williams is in the middle of chanting and using occult knowledge that he has. The scene begins. I'm going to start out by rolling my occult. It's 3d10.
Mm-hmm.
My intelligence is 2, but my determination is 1. Let's see how well my warding building goes. It's 9, 9, 10, 6, and 6. I got 1 3, so I made a total roll. Well, I got a 5 and a 3, so it makes it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 dice total, and total number of successes is 9. That's 1, 2, another 9. That's 2, 10. That's 3, 2 6s. So that's 3, 4, 5. 5 successes. As he walks in, Williams is holding a very old tome that seems to be. He's going through and he's reading it. And he's muttering things. Liberate tutte mese, nero famiglia stier to montekte, smont emateman, in the vet great big trot. And as he does that, you walk in as a section of the casino on the right side of the casino literally expands and becomes larger. And then he mutters it again, turns the page, repeats his chant in a dead language, very close to Latin, finishes it with Liberate tutte me exet infernus. And as he does that, he creates a sign, puts his hand against a invisible wall as a bunch of material that's inside the area that he was building starts to reconstruct and build itself into a stage that looks brilliantly like this. And he continues to do this, and he's still repeating and reciting these words over and over again as this place, and the shadows and whatnot literally seem to be reaching and building and putting things together for hands for himself. And then his associate walks in.
Mr. Williams, how are you doing this evening? It is still a little early, but I'm looking forward to the festivities.
I am doing my best. Sorry, sometimes sometimes you have to. Wow, I can't seem to. I seem to lost my accent and my true voice is coming up, I guess. You have to understand that the work that I do is very complicated. There are things that I have to do that people can't know about me, so I would appreciate it, Mr. Dim, if you don't let people know that you saw me doing such a thing. Now, what brings you by this early evening?
This evening, I believe you had invited me initially. This is an open thing for all kindred, if you will.
Yes, I just didn't expect you to hop in early.
So, let me ask you, our discussion we had prior, how is it currently faring? Or have we changed plans just a little?
As far as that goes, we're going to continue with our plans as forward until Adventure Ghoul is in the seat. And if it takes them too much longer, then a series of unfortunate accidents can happen.
Interesting.
Williams continues to muddle in old abyssal language as he continues to build the rest of the stage. So, what else can I do for you?
As for now, I have a bit of a proposition for you.
I'm listening.
This is a way both of us can get quite wealthy. And as well as to uphold the traditions, as you will. It's come to my attention that there are some in your town that do not appreciate the strength of los tradiciones, of the traditions. They are camarilla, but in name only.
Williams continues to listen. I'm listening, and then he continues to now turn the page once again in this very old tome, and he starts to speak very much Spanish, older Spanish words as he continues. I do want to make sure that the traditions are taken care of.
Sí, señor. What we can do is as follows. With the new individuals that are populating your town, as well as potentially progressing threats, there are more than a few, or at least a few titles that have not been completely taken up in your town, which allow my operation to pass a little more easily. It is by, I believe the title of the Scourge is not taken. That would be quite useful for someone as myself. Now, other than that, there's a other thing you should consider is that the anarchs in this town are not as I would say, in line with the traditions as well as they could be.
They are suffering from quite a defeat from the last time what has happened.
Why should we not gift them with the pleasure of orders that we currently enjoy?
I appreciate that. I have always been, will be, an enforcer of the traditions. That has always been my primary goal, to do it within the traditions, but yet making sure all of them follow the traditions. If they do not follow the traditions, then they should meet with the appropriate disciplinary action.
Well, the appropriate reformation. Here's what I'm thinking. I do not know these many people. Nobody knows myself, and if I went and approached, it is like a beggar. A person of my own talents and particular tastes would work most effectively with some sort of medium. In this case, it would be someone I am currently engaged with working. So here's what I'm thinking. Maybe it is time for the, I believe, called anarchs to come to a head. Pick one leader and sort out their problems. There's many threats on the horizon for La Camarilla, and it is much wiser if we have all stand united behind one smart and intelligent and wise leader of the anarchs. I'm not saying I myself would like to do any of these things. I have no taste for leading.
I have a person that I would like to have you put in that position. His name is Michael Rain. He's a close friend of mine. He also runs as an anarch every once in a while and does a few things. Now, if we were to discipline these anarchs and put them over our knee, if you will, Micah would be a good person to put into a position, and he is smart enough to generate himself as a baron, to become a baron.
That would work quite nicely. So here's what we can do. So there's just one thing that we need to establish, and the thing is I need to think a little broader. You see, I know Micah is your friend, but having him uncertain as to where he will stand will push up the buying cost, if you will.
Well, he is also one step bloodbound to me too, as well.
Well, that changes things. The other steps are he should choose his lieutenants wisely. People he will have working for him and who he wishes to exist in his new hierarchy. And when the time is right, they can all be pulled back into the fold of La Camarilla. Instead of having a third power up there, working and harboring potential.
I understand that what you were suggesting is that, Micah is one step bloodbound to me, so I know that he will make the right choices and he won't go directly against me. The other thing is, too, is to have the other anarchs fall in line. If they don't want to adhere to the traditions, then they should just no longer exist.
It's true. So here's what we can do. Your Micah, he will lead them. That is beyond question. What you need to do is create the appearance that he will not certainly be their leader, certainly backing him. Gradually get yourself or whatever channels you have in contact with his rivals and then offer them my services. When they come, they will owe you some favor or something or whatever, and those that cannot be pulled into the fold will be dealt with, very simply. And then they will owe you they shall owe you for being introduced to me. It is the simplest of favors. And then that way, the entire chain. Anarchs, falls in line with the Camarilla. You yourself have taken care of an anarch threat, will get some sort of popularity. You name myself a scourge, and then everything is taken care of.
And I wish I could give you the power of getting you a scourge. I'd have to go to the Seneschal to have you nominated.
I know, but that is the future. The present is I need to meet some of these anarchs. I need to meet as well some others of your clan. We'll meet as many people as possible. The more people, the more they feel I'm maybe working with them, or the more they're used to seeing my face, and the more things I can attend, the easier my job becomes.
I understand completely. Why don't we go ahead and start this here later on this evening? We will go off to different areas and we will start setting up our connections and building this pyramid of ours.
Excellent. It will be most profitable. Now, before I go, just one last question. I have some things to take care of this evening, but where did you learn these little tricks?
Well, I can tell you this. I never used to be as old as I am.
I understand. All right. Well, you have a lovely evening.
You as well, and thank you. And I hope to see you come back here later this evening to appreciate the display of art that will be displayed.
Sí, señor Williams. Hasta luego.
Excellent. Thank you, and good evening.